We talk a lot about the importance of institutional memory. But how do you actually preserve it? How do you stop all that priceless knowledge from just walking out the door every single time an employee leaves? Well, let's dive into the technology that actually makes this possible.
So, that's the big question, isn't it? The solution we're talking about is something called the Enterprise Context Ledger. But what on earth does that actually mean? All right, the Enterprise Context Ledger, we'll call it the ECL for short, is really the foundation of a context-aware organization. The best way to think about it is as an immutable, continuously growing record of your company's decisions, its relationships, and all its knowledge.
Now, that word immutable, that's the key right there. Why is that so important? Well, it's because your company's memory, it shouldn't be editable. Think about it like a financial ledger. You don't go back and just change past transactions, right? No, you add new ones. We're applying that exact same powerful principle to institutional knowledge.
So for example, let's say your company decides to make a big strategic pivot. That decision, the why behind it, the other options you considered, the worries that people brought up, all of that gets locked into the ECL with a timestamp, and it just stays there forever. If you decide to shift strategy again 6 months from now, that just becomes a new entry. The original decision and all its context are perfectly preserved.
What you're doing is building a true organizational memory that never, ever degrades. So what actually gets recorded? We're talking about the significant stuff. Key decisions, project outcomes, and the hard-won lessons you learned. This isn't for every little message, like a "hey, where should we go for lunch" email. The system is actually smart enough to know the difference between that kind of chatter and real institutional knowledge, like the final memo on a major project.
Okay, so this ability to capture what truly matters, it has an absolutely dramatic impact on one of the most inefficient processes in pretty much any company, onboarding new people.
I mean, think about traditional onboarding. It's this slow, manual process of transferring context. You have new hires read a bunch of documents, you have them talk to people, they sit in meetings for months, just hoping they absorb enough context by osmosis to eventually become productive.
And for some reason, we've all just accepted this as normal. But with an ECL, a brand new product manager can immediately access every single product decision made in the last 3 years, and, this is crucial, they can understand why it was made. They get to see customer feedback patterns, project histories, competitive intel, all of it, from day one.
And boom, here's the result. It's pretty stark. Instead of taking 6 months to get up to speed, we are talking about 6 weeks, maybe even less. Because you're not waiting around, hoping to absorb context. It's right there, it's structured, and it's ready to use immediately.
Okay, so this all sounds great, but I can hear you thinking. It raises a really critical question. How is this any different from just having really good documentation in a shared folder somewhere?
It really comes down to 3 key pillars. First, the ECL is structured. Information isn't just a blob of text, it's tagged with relationships, timestamps, outcomes. Second, it's connected. Think of it like a giant web for your whole company, a knowledge graph. It doesn't just store a document, it links that decision to all the related projects, people, and consequences so you can actually trace cause and effect. And third, and this is the real game changer, it's intelligent. This isn't a passive library, it's an active system that proactively brings up relevant history when you start working on something new.
And that third pillar, that intelligence, it leads to maybe the most powerful aspect of the ECL. Unlike almost any other asset your company has, it actually becomes more valuable over time. It's a truly appreciating asset for your organization.
Think about it like this. In year 1, it might just help you avoid repeating a few recent mistakes. By year 3, it's become a comprehensive knowledge base. But by year 5, it has captured your organization's collective wisdom, every single hard-won lesson, every important relationship, every strategic shift. Now that is a massive competitive advantage.
And it solves one of the biggest risks, one of the biggest headaches any company faces. Normally, when a key employee leaves, all their institutional memory just walks right out the door with them. With the ECL, it stays. This guarantees continuity. And you know what? It honors the legacy of the people who built your organization's expertise in the first place.
So, when you think about the ECL, remember this one thing. It isn't just storage. It is the enduring brain of your organization, preserving wisdom for absolutely everyone who comes next.